Hey everybody, I want to talk to you today about a off-season purchase that I made this past summer. You know, when it comes to waders as a waterfowl hunter, it is pretty challenging to find a reliable and dependable pair of waders. It seems waders in the past, they always leak. You can only use them for about one season and then they're shot. The warranty on those waders usually comes up pretty short, and you pretty much end up buying a new pair of waders every single season. So this off season, I wanted to really kind of put my nose to the ground and get a really good high quality pair of waders that I could depend upon for hunting this coming fall. And a guy like myself who hunts 4 or 5 months out of the year, having a high quality, high performance wader that is repairable and serviceable is really important. So about a year ago, I came across this company called Chene Gear. They're based out of Memphis, Tennessee, and their game is to build waders. That's how they kind of started their company about 3-4 years ago. So they build this wader right here. It's a pretty high performance breathable wader. It's made out of a nylon outer shell against a high quality waterproof membrane. Now this video, I just kind of want to talk about kind of my first impressions. I haven't hunted in them yet. I haven't even worn them out in the water yet. But I tried them on here at the shop, and I just kind of wanted to give my first impressions, a couple of the features that kind of really stuck out to me here initially. Now, when I decided to make the move towards Chene Gear Waders, I called down to Chene Gear, and I spoke with someone there, and I kind of told them my measurements, my foot size, my height, my weight, and I'm 6'1", 170 pounds, and they put me in a size 9 boot and then into a medium frame, medium chassis wader. So I tried them on. I had just enough room that if I wanted to throw on like a nice insulated jacket or something underneath my waders, it was not a problem. The boots, you know, I would say there's a little slip in there. I haven't tried them on with some super heavy duty socks yet, but a couple of the main features that jump out to me initially were the suspenders on the top here. You know, it seems that all of the waders in the past, the harness or the yoke, the straps, they're built out of some really cheap, stretchy elastic. And after a couple times of using them, you know, you keep cinching them to get them tighter, and they're just stretched out. And then it's just kind of, they're always falling off your shoulders. And the other thing is you always have these big buckles. And when you're trying to shoulder your shotgun, you know, I've already seen guys where they unstrap one side, and that's just kind of counterintuitive. So their yoke system here, when you initially put the waders on, you can really tell that the weight of the wader is evenly distributed around the yoke. They have this heavy duty webbing on the back that kind of goes over the shoulder straps. So it's really kind of carries the load, and it doesn't fall off. It's the way it's anchored in the back. As you come to the front, they have some really heavy duty buckles here that the webbing goes through, so it lays nice and flat against your shoulders. As you kind of come down, they really have a well thought out pocket design. They have like 2 side pockets, 2 on the front, both with heavy duty YKK zippers, and then they have 2 magnetic ones that I think are for like a smartphone or something, that are magnetic closure. So having those pockets secured that they can be closed is really important, so nothing falls out when you're in the water. And then they have a really nice heavy duty YKK zipper with a really good pull up here, so you can have gloves so you can get some good leverage to take them off. Another thing that kind of jumped out to me was the belt. You know, typically on some of these more higher end waders, it's just a really thin elastic belt with a plastic buckle. And this webbing they got on here, it has some degree of stretch, but it's pretty rigid. So you can really cinch it up and kind of makes your waist feel pretty secure when you put them on. Has a really high quality buckle as well on the front. And then kind of the really big thing that stood out to me is the boots. The boots are 1,600 gram Thinsulate insulation, and just the footbed in those boots, it feels like you're walking on the clouds. So, you know, if you're standing out in the water all day, you know, your feet are going to be warm, but that footbed just feels like you're walking on clouds. So that was really impressive to me. And the boots themselves are pretty light. You know, these waders, they just feel really light. But they don't sacrifice anything just when you do like the finger test of the material, you can just tell the material is super durable, and it's pretty impressive. So that's kind of my initial kind of first glance at these waders. Initial impression of them is they're definitely engineered to have really high level. You can tell there was a lot of thought put in them, really high quality materials. So I'm really anxious to get out in the field with them here soon, maybe for some early teal, maybe some early goose. We'll try to do some water stuff and kind of put them through the paces here in the early season. But overall, pretty impressive, and looking forward to giving them a shot.